Hope the caption people ready. Hope the caption people ready. Hello. This is Antoine speaking. Yeah, I'm also known as PurpleFireCrow. Yeah, I'm here in California, Oakland, California, right now. Thank goodness it's not smoking really orange. Yeah, I'm also known as PurpleFireCrow. It's just like I'm here in California. You know what I mean? The Dobbies are coming. The Dobbies are coming. You know, it's really scary. But today, the sky is blue. We could breathe a little better. So, I'm having a lot of fun today. Before we start, I want to talk about this time for Dev Whoa. That's the thing. Dev Whoa. Let's say that. And we're here to talk about what's really happening in the world. Yeah, we get real people to tell about their truth. You know, many times today, many people don't get to share their story. So we have to find a safe space to take the time to listen to each other, not just for our ear, not just for our, for the heart, you know. So that's what's up, you know. So some people, I hope you're on your Facebook or wherever you are, you can see the caption, be there. You can type in the comment box and everything. Well, today, yeah, well, we have a death row with Samantha. Yeah, and I'm going to tell you about my friend. Yeah, I want to make sure I got a good bio. So, a bio was amazing. You know, so that, I mean, well, it was just like all from different companies. You know, where's my sister at? Fine. I'm going to bring. This is how it's going to work. I'm going to bring out my people, and then bring the interpreter. Yeah. Ah, there you go. Yeah. Right there. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Right with everybody's in there. Okay. So there, you'll be voicing for me a little bit, time for me, right? Cool. We have Jay, the interpreter, and then Kaylee, the interpreter, for Samantha. Cool. Cool. Yeah. Hey, everyone see me okay? Yeah. Wait. So, um, first, I want to say thank you.
Thank you for coming, Samantha, and being here with us.
Oh, thank you for having me here. I'm really excited. We have so many conversations, you and I. So yeah, it's fun to be here sharing.
So funny.
You know, I think people around the world need to hear and have this conversation and to share the conversation that you and I have been having.
Absolutely.
We talk about everything.
Yeah.
Let's go back to the basics. So, Miss Samantha Figgins, where are you from?
I'm from Washington, D.C., born and raised, and now I'm living in New York City.
How's the weather there?
Right now, it's turning into fall. It's on the verge of summer and fall, so it's starting to get a little nippy, but still I can sit outside to eat if I want to. But yeah.
Yeah. Well, for those who don't know, Samantha herself is a dancer. She's involved in African American dance companies, institutions. She's danced with very famous individuals, like George Balanci. She's been involved in several different companies.
I want to hear more from
She's
you.
amazing. I mean, but I want to hear a lot more from you. What's made you dance?
For me, dance just comes so natural. It's the first thing that I can really think about in the morning. So when I was younger, also with my hearing, it's just easier for me to gesture and communicate in that way. I see like body language as my first language, you know what I mean? And so that just tied so well with dance, and I just put myself into dance and feel free to express myself in those ways. So yeah, that's what drew me to dance. And I'm also like a very spirited individual, and when I was younger I was just running all over the place, so dance really gave me the discipline and gave me focus. So yeah, that's where I really found my love of dance.
So,
this is about the deaf community as well. That's this show that we're putting on. Some people ask, how do you identify deaf, hard of hearing?
I'm medically hard of hearing. And that's something I've been really, trying to discover for myself where I identify. So I am hard of hearing, but I am in the deaf community. I feel a connection with my experiences with the deaf community, all of the anxiety, nervousness of having to grow up in a hearing world. I didn't have anyone to really talk to share my experience with, to, have support in that way. And so now that I have really started learning ASL and learning more about the deaf community, I find friends and people that I really relate to. So yeah, I'm hard of hearing, and that's how I identify, and I'm just glad to be a part of the culture, just learning about the culture.
Honestly, hard of hearing, late deaf.
It's all the same.
Deaf, really, for me, like me, I'm deaf disability. It's part of the culture. You're part of the culture,
That's a lot.
You are with us, Samantha. You are with us.
Yeah, I've had to learn a lot, and it has required a lot of self-acceptance. And so, yeah, me accepting myself has helped me feel accepted and not feel afraid to, meet new people, and really share my experiences with you guys and learn, just learn.
Talking about accepting yourself. Wow. What about your family? Do they support you?
Of course, yes, of course. I love my family. There's been such a huge support. They are all hearing. So I think I'm just, they're just supporting me, helping me with my story and my experiences. So yeah, basically, it was really when I was younger, I found the most support with my twin sister. She was the person I turned to match.
Oh, twin sister, huh?
Yeah, I have a twin sister. So having my twin sister, that was really helpful for me to really match my development, and to really, just keeping track with the other hearing individuals around me. You know, since I'm growing up in this hearing world, I want to just kind of be on the same page as everybody else in a way. And so, yeah, she really helps me develop in that way, but that also didn't give me the space to really investigate my deafness, you know? So, yeah.
I know that feeling. You know, we have the same kind of history.
Yeah.
You know, my family, all of my family members are deaf, and I'm the only, or all my family members are hearing, and I'm the only deaf.
Yeah.
So I can understand, you know, that journey of connection.
Yeah.
You know, where you have that family connection, but you're still, you know, you're in a hearing world, and you're trying to just discover. You know, there's no handbook, right?
Right. Absolutely. There's no.
And we have to learn together. Yeah.
Yes, we learn together, and with that, I really understand that there's no handbook, and I've really had to, growing up in a hearing world, create my own process of dealing with certain situations, certain conversations, social interactions, and things like that. I feel like I have a whole playbook of when this situation happens, I need to make sure I do this, that, and the third. You know what I mean? Just so I can feel safe and secure and not have like the building anxiety of doubting what you hear, doubting what other people are saying around you, where you are in the conversation, messing up the flow of the conversation. So yeah, it's just a lot of preparing, processing, and strategizing. Is that the right word? You know, like how to be. Like I have to always think ahead of like, okay, what is this situation going to require of me? You know, sometimes it's like trying to be impromptu can be a little, I never know what I'm going to get.
Yeah.
I think also this world, the hearing world, doesn't allow us to be free to learn easy. So we're tipping toed to learn, you know, how to be deaf with fire. You know what I mean? But wait a minute. On top of that, Black deaf, right?
Yes.
I see on your shirt.
Friend gave me this shirt. Black Lives Matter. And with this whole COVID and all the protests and things like that, this is the first time that I've really seen a lot of interpreters on the news and interpreters really in the forefront of the protest, and just how accessible everything has been so amazing. And yeah, it's just, I want more of that. So yeah, we just have to keep that going.
I mean,
you know, for many people who don't know, COVID, when it happened, it was for 3 weeks. You know, Congress didn't offer it. The mayor didn't offer an interpreter. The president didn't offer. There was no information. You know, we didn't get what was going on. We had to wait 3 weeks. It was the same information that the hearing bureau was getting. So that leads to my next question. With COVID happening and BLM protesting and everything happening and just, you know, really disrupting, you're still able to breathe.
Yes.
And like you said, you know, there was interpreters there at the protest. But, you know, emotion, you know, how's your health? You know, as a dancer, did you have to stop dancing?
When COVID happened, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I was on tour in Texas and they flew us home right away. We were 8 weeks into our tour and had another 8 or 9 to go. So we were all exhausted at that point, but yeah, I had to go home. I wish I could have been on tour and finished it. And we had so many cities to go to. I was supposed to go to the Bay Area to see you. And yeah, it was just a lot that we really missed out on. But I think COVID has given us so much. If you really think about it, it's given us the space to really appreciate what we have without all the other distractions, I think. So.
Yeah, that's the focus, right? Focusing. It's not easy.
No.
If you don't have any information, it really throws us off. So that's really important. But you're doing it. I'm happy you're doing it. You're doing it, girl. You're doing it.
Yes.
Focus.
How do you stay so focused? How do you maintain that family support? You're still dancing. And now everything, do you feel more at ease? Are you teaching dance?
What are you doing now?
What are you doing now? What are you doing to continue going?
Honestly, right now, what has helped me really stay at peace and continue my creative process is taking the time to go within myself. I think this time I've really had the chance to explore and like really sign up for my ASL classes. That is a part of me reparenting myself, my childhood self. That's a part of me empowering myself and giving myself tools that I never had. So I'm feeling very pumped up about all the gifts that God has given me inside. And I really have space right now to think about that. Like at my job, Ailey, it is go, that I don't sometimes have a lot of time for myself to cultivate all that I have. And I even don't have time to, talk to my family as much as like that. And yeah, so I've just really been trying to explore that part of myself. I've been really teaching a lot, sharing. I think the more that I learn about myself and my journey, the more that I can share with others, and seeing how that affects others lights my light more. I want to light your light, and I feel like my gifts is actually accessible to people and like worth giving, and it just has given me, I've been able to find a lot more confidence within myself during this time, honestly. just with my exploration and really peeling back all my layers. And yeah, with that I can be vulnerable and put it in my work, and because I'm doing that work with love, I can put that into my artwork with love and share that with love and allow other people to feel that. You understand? Yeah, that's how I feel.
Yeah, definitely. I understand it.
Yeah.
Definitely. I really feel you.
Yeah.
I want to really show your dance. It seems that you found your ground. You found what you've been looking for. You've been opening yourself up more. And now you're kind of really engrossing yourself onto that journey.
Yeah.
I remember you saying part of the deaf community. You're really trying to be involved into the deaf community. How are you doing that? Can you share a little bit about that?
Yeah, I feel like for me, I got really good advice because I have future plans. I want to be an interpreter. I get very excited. So my words, sometimes I can't find them in the present moment. So I have to work on that. But so I want to have all these dreams that I have. And I lost my track. Can you repeat the question? I'm sorry.
Really, you're finding your ground.
Mm-hmm. Oh, how am I?
How are you trying to be involved with deaf community?
How are you trying to be involved in the deaf community?
So, yeah, I have found that social media has been really amazing for me. I have totally switched my friends group and started following deaf creators and just everyone, people who do fitness, graphic design, bakes pies, people in politics. Like, I've been following so many people and just really trying to absorb all of that knowledge. COVID has been so hard, so you can't go out and meet people. I can't go to ASL class and have that time to actually converse with the students there one-on-one. So I have to create an environment for myself. We're on social media all day swiping, so I can swipe through a whole feed of deaf creators and, you know, connecting in that way and saying, hey, I really love your work, and advocating for them, and sharing their stories. That's one of the really like major things that I've been able to do. And then just honestly reaching out, like researching what I'm interested in. I'm into dance, so I want to start there. I want to learn all the dance terminology. I want to meet all the deaf dancers, because that's my story. That's my journey. I need people who I relate to. So that's how I met you. Like, we have the same passion in that way. So yeah, networking in that way. Social media is helpful. Sign up for an ASL class. Yeah, that's my story. I've been getting a lot of books and reading. So yeah.
The deaf community, you have a brilliant mind. The deaf community already welcomes you.
So,
you know, what I want to say is you having the confidence to learn sign. Where did you start learning sign?
I started at Sign Language Center. I go back to class on Saturday, actually, to start my level 3 classes. And I also have a tutor that I see once or twice a week. And I have a lot of friends. I have you that I talk to on a regular practice. And, a lot of other interpreters, old people that I used to dance with back in the day. They've become interpreters. So, yeah.
You know, before sign language,
hard to understand.
Was it hard to understand people?
Yes. It was only because I can't hear. Yes, it's just, it was hard because I live in a mostly hearing world, of course, but with dancers,
yeah, I can't hear either.
Music, and we're always just lively people. You know, dancers are so animated and talk over each other. So that was very difficult to be around, especially just in the dance studio, honestly. When the music cuts on and the choreographer is all over the room showing the combination, I can't really position myself the way I want to in that way. And it gets very confusing and a little anxious, so I just gotta stay calm. But I think I'm really good when I'm one-on-one with a person in a quiet room. That is like my favorite situation. I love one-on-ones. I always feel so bad with my friends. They want to go out and have fun, and I want to, but it's always just like, there's always a part of me that is just, what? But over time, I've gotten better at advocating for my needs and saying like, hey, like, can we not go to the bar? Can we not go to that? Maybe we can go to the park, things like that. So yeah, it's all about telling people what you need so that you can really show up, so that's just what I've been learning.
Can't bring the wine with you at the park.
Right. Lifted the restrictions in New York.
That's perfect. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Really, you've been talking about how you've been solving problems. Where you go into a quiet room. You prefer, obviously, it's easier for one-on-one, better understanding. You know what I'm saying?
bar.
You're like, nah, man, I'm not really into a bar. It's not really that friendly. It's not really that hard of hearing friendly.
If all your friends learn
learn sign language,
it will be fine.
It'll be fun.
Right. Yeah. And I love my company members because they are all trying to learn. They're always asking me to teach them. And so, because I expressed to some of them, I was like, I'm nervous about going back to work and wearing the mask and all the other stuff. And they were like, teach us. They want to learn. So I feel very loved. Those are my friends.
I was almost like last.
I was almost going to ask you.
Now COVID happened.
Now that COVID has happened, mask wearing.
Now
it's even harder to understand people. Did you find another solution? Not teaching them sign language. But it requires more of that facial expression because our mouths are blocked.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
How do you feel about that? With with the mouths being blocked, mask, is it more uneasy?
No, I'm having a hard time. I'm having a hard time because, well, number one for me, just by habit, because I only hear out of my left ear, I just naturally turn this way. And now my focus is off the speaker. So that's something that I'm learning, the importance in ASL. So with that, the mask just stops the sound. It just stops the sound. And I even have my mask on. And sometimes with my hearing aid, the loop on the ear is rubbing up on the microphone. So that's creating more noise for me. And then I also can't hear you. So, yeah, it's very, very difficult.
Some people ask me.
Some people. You're trying to understand people.
The company dance with men.
You dance with many different companies. Do you feel like the companies are very supportive, or some of these companies really don't understand you? They really don't recognize that you're being hard of hearing. Communication is important, right?
Yes, absolutely. I feel like the companies that I've danced for have been very supportive of me and helpful. But it was my job to say I needed help. You know what I mean? So back when I first really started dancing professionally, I don't want to be a burden. I don't want to ask you over and over and over just to repeat yourself. I had a lot of that, just self-accepting that I had to get over. And that was like the breaking point at Alvin, like at Ailey. I just kept missing all the jokes and like all the laughter and all the like corrections and things like that. I just was feeling so isolated, so like not a part of the group that I couldn't even be in the room. And that's something that I had to, break out of. And that was the breaking point for me to really start learning. And after that, everybody's just so helpful. People actually remember what side to stand on and allow me to be like, hey, like, I need to stand there. I know you want to stand there. And it just happens to be like the skinny mirror, but I need to stand there. You know what I mean? Everybody wants to stand in front of the skinny mirror. And so I'm like, I need to stand there because I need to hear. So just really, again, advocating for myself, supporting myself, and not being afraid to tell people what I mean.
Don't be afraid to tell people what you
Don't be afraid to tell people what you need. That is so important.
Yeah.
So important. I remember you were involved in the Bay Area International Deaf Dance Festival. That was a completely different environment.
Yes.
You were around people who sign, who were deaf. How did that feel?
It was really exciting. It was, I was excited because I could apply all the things that I've been learning on my own. I've been by myself, and now I can really interact with people and learn all of the different ways people sign, because we have people from Spain and all over the world. It's just all different types of ASL or BSL or, you know, global sign languages. And so that was just really exciting for me to really like try to figure out what people are saying and just, you know, work on my receptive skills. And it was just also a pleasure teaching myself. Thank you for that opportunity, because I got to teach an ASL, and I just got really good feedback from the people who took the class about, you know, being able to understand what I was saying. So that was just like a boost of confidence, and I felt very welcome and supported. Again, just supported, because people come into this deaf culture at different stages. You know, I'm 30. Some people come in 15. Some people come in 50. You know, and that's just trying something new. You know, trying something new and just getting out of your own way. And so everybody was very welcoming. You know, and I just really appreciate that.
Yes, we welcome you. You know, that happens every year with the International Dance Festival every summer. You know, I set up the Bay International Deaf Dance Festival because we needed a place for all of us to come together. You know?
Absolutely.
We're all superheroes in different places, coming together. And then we become all stars.
Performing on a festival.
You know, performing at our festival. Your performance was titled Seed.
Tell me about that.
Tell us about that dance performance.
Yeah. Yes, the performance was called Seed, and I filmed that in my apartment. I moved all my furniture to the side, and you know, with COVID, we have to create, but then some days it's rainy, so you can't go outside. Some days it's too many people outside, and you know, and that was early in the quarantine, so it was really like mask on. It's still mask on, still. So yeah, Seed, I feel like Seed for me was just what I'm doing now. Right now, I feel like a seed. I feel like when I'm learning something new, you have to, or when anyone is learning something new, you have to start from the beginning. You have to humble yourself and just start fresh. And that's where I feel like I am right now. And all the people that I'm meeting, I feel like I'm just being watered. You know what I mean? So that I can grow. And there was 2 different sections. There was a section in black and white, and then the section in the nudes, the nude colors. And the first section for me is before I really started investing in myself. That's the feeling that I had. Just a lot of, it was very fast movement, fast, and with no color, because there was a lot of suppressing that I do, you know what I mean? Or I did do in the past with my emotions regarding myself and just regarding myself and my hearing. And so I wanted to portray that with the black and white, just moving fast, but not processing what is going on. So that was where that came from. And then the second is just like a drop of water, honestly, like a drop of water on the seed. And that is your awakening, I guess, or your, just awakening, your flowering. And I had just a message, just a message from the divine, honestly, during this time. And that has allowed me to expand and bring color to my life. I feel like ASL, the deaf community, accepting all this exploration of myself is really bringing color and clarity to my life. And I wanted to portray that, portray me being comfortable with myself. And basically.
Yeah. Now I want to take the time. We'll go ahead and play that video.
Oh,
You ready?
You ready? We ready?
What dilation color? It bring out your eyes. You say it never bother you, 'cause you be telling lies. Why don't you try some earth tones? Since you claim you wanna die, the color of compost might make you feel refined. Well, I think it look great on you. Go and show yourself. There's nothing to be scared of. Do it for real. Say I wanna change you. That was never true. Look up to the clouds. We could have a chance.
Yeah. Wow. That was really touching, mesmerizing. You're an amazing dancer, beautiful choreographer. I think you dance with the deaf community. No, let me back up. You discovering your own deaf journey through dance and being deaf, courageous, and the fact that you were able to share that with us, the deaf community. Sometimes people get these judgment of, am I deaf? I can't sign. They enter this world, and they wonder if I'm gonna be accepted. You are beautiful. We accept you before you knew that we accepted you. But the fact that you accepted yourself, yes, that's beautiful. We tend And we tend to have games, but you know, I don't want to steal the time from the deaf community or the community in general. So I look, the people are talking. People are talking.
What?
So this deaf woke. So who would like to ask? This is that Ask Samantha portion of Deaf Woke.
Oh.
So I'm going to read some of these comments. So some of these comments are going to pop up.
I'm excited.
So those who want to have a question, want to address a question to Samantha, please do so. And here are some comments that you can read below. As it's stated by Miss Catherine Goldsby.
Oh, thank you. Oh, wow.
Here's another comment. She's an amazing dancer.
Thank you.
Hand clap emojis. You know, I want to say how the fact that you can't hear the music. How do you dance? Do you dance through the vibrations?
Yeah,
Is that important?
Well, when I'm learning a dance, I have to first focus on the movements, and then I can marry myself with the music. I have these new headphones, not the AirPods that go in the ear, but the ones that sit on the bone canal, and that really gives a good vibration. So I can really, once I got those headphones, I started experiencing music differently and understanding how to use vibration. And that was around the same time I got my hearing aids. So yeah, and then I also, dance with the people around me. I try to, keep rhythm and breath with the people that I'm dancing around. But when I'm by myself, I can blast my music. I can just blast it and feel it that way. I can put my hand on the speaker.
Okay.
I'm the one always on the side of the stage asking the stage manager, like, can you turn it up? I need to feel it in my chest. I need to feel the rhythm on stage, especially like if I don't have the music I do in that rhythm, I feel lost if I'm by myself, especially.
Yeah. Okay. The question is how long did you practice the seed? It was so beautiful.
Yeah, I practiced seed. I think I really just ruminated on it for like 2 weeks, really trying to figure out how to say what I wanted to say and how I would be perceived by the deaf community and all those things. I had all those thoughts going on in my head, and I just had to let it go. That's one of the things that I have to continue to do is just let it go. It doesn't matter what people think. And so that took a while, just like really figuring out and letting that go so that my creativity can flow freely. You know what I mean? If I'm thinking too hard, my creativity is not going to just be free. And so for Seed, it took me like 2 days, honestly, to film that and create the movement and film it. So yeah, it was kind of just like a release for me. You know what I mean?
Wow. All right, here's another one.
Oh, CC. CC, thank you. I'm honestly inspired.
Here's a question. Do you have an FM with your hearing aid when you perform?
No. It's just these 2 hearing aids, and I just wear I just wear my hearing aids. Sometimes I can't wear them. It depends on the costume, but I just use, it's just the hearing aids. I don't use any extra.
This is an old school.
Oh, okay.
Old school.
Okay.
I'm old, sorry. A question from April Scott. Who's your inspiration from dancers?
From dancers? This is such a good question.
Who's your inspiration for dance? from dancers. So who's your inspiration?
Who is your inspiration from dancers? From dancers. Who was my inspiration from dancers? From dancers, I think number one of my biggest inspirations was my older sister, Dion. Just watching her career from when I was a child, I think that was very helpful for me to see that dance can actually be a job that you will be able to eat and make a living out of, you know. So I'm very thankful for my sister's artistry. And honestly, I'm just going to say all of Dance Theater Harlem. What Arthur Mitchell did for the Black community when he created that company was amazing. And I was at every one of their shows in DC. And that was where I saw myself in the future. That's where I wanted to be. So I think all the women, all men from Dance Theater Harlem, you guys are my inspiration. Yeah.
Yeah, Arthur Mitchell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I'm fond of him as well.
Yeah.
Amazing. I can't see how he did it.
Can you imagine?
All the way through that really oppressive time. He's the only Black dancer, choreographer, and how he was able to thrive during segregation, you know, during the bus riots.
Yeah.
Boycott. Yeah, so he's my inspiration too.
Yeah, he created a safe space for people who are marginalized. And I think that is amazing what you do, Antoine, with your company. And I have dreams of my own one day for a safe space of my own for someone like myself. So yeah, he's just a major inspiration.
I mean, it's really important that we give our experiences back to our community. Our experiences, we give it back, you know? It's really, really important. I'm really looking forward to you creating and formulating your own.
Yes, absolutely.
There's a question from the audience. How did you start dancing and how did you persevere through it all?
For me, I started dancing because, well, my older sister was put into dance, and also I had so much energy. My mother just wanted to put me in something that would give me discipline. But it also just worked so well with me because I was already so physically expressive when I'm trying to communicate and things like that. And I also just love music. So dance was easy for me to go to. I started dancing at a ballet school, Jones Haywood in DC. And then I went to Duke Ellington School of the Arts, and it was a arts conservatory type thing for high school students in DC as well. And I think it was very difficult for me. But again, like I said earlier, I had my twin sister that I could really match with and work with. We would go home every day after school. I would say, let's work, let's dance. And I already just had a love for dance, but I know that I need to keep going over things for the next day. So I would always, after school, always practicing, and on the lunch hour, I was always practicing just so that I don't feel behind, you know, and those types of things that I had to do with my hearing, the way that I had to position myself, the way that I had to do the extra work, all of those things were to my benefit because that created my work ethic. And now it's not hard for me to just work hard, you know what I mean? So I think
yes. Work it.
Yes, and I'm like so thankful now that I had to go through that, because when I got to Ailey, yes, I was like stressed out, like how do I be this dancer or whatever, but I have trust in my work ethic. I have trust. I have to do this for myself. You guys aren't really thinking about me needing to repeat something, or of course at that point I wasn't saying what I needed, so I was overcompensating, a little OCD with, you know, just working and trying to really practice and master dance because I wanted to do it. I wanted to make a career out of it, so I had to give myself what I wasn't getting from the front of the room, you know, just from people not understanding that I needed extra help in that way, and of course me asking. But yeah, people just didn't understand sometimes why I need to keep going over. So yeah.
I was thinking to myself, you have a twin sister, okay? Dance is hard. I got a question. Y'all take turns pretending each other to where go out to perform, and the others say, "Oh, y'all be sisters."
No, because I want my stage time.
Come on now.
I want my stage time, and I worked for it.
Very nice. Take
We can go out
turns.
together, but this solo is mine.
Yeah, okay. So I'm like, okay, today you're Samantha, you do Samantha for me. Yeah.
But it was like that. It was like that. We would share parts a lot of the time. So why not? Or we just do duets together. Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, I think I would love to see you both perform. If you have a caring sister, and you know, to come together. Yes, just the truth. We will Harry and Jeff can dance together.
Yeah.
And your sister learning sign language too, a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's how, when we were younger in rehearsals in the studio, that's how we communicated. I only knew my ABCs when I was younger, but we would literally communicate across the room with my mom, my dad. You want to say something, like, you know, just secret code. We were always practicing in that way. So I always have been, you know, working towards this. But yeah, so.
Cool, cool. See my other question. What's your experience like auditioning for Alvin Haley Dance Company, American Theater?
Yeah, auditioning for me was quite different. Honestly, if I can be honest, I again am very thankful for my work ethic, because I was I was dancing at Complexions at the time, and I was asked to do a dance film with Matthew Rushing, and I showed up to work. You know, I was professional. I did what I had to do. Okay, I did what I had to do on set, just because I have to present myself how I have a standard, and that's just how I like to work. And with that, he invited me to come audition with the company, and I sent in a video reel. I couldn't go to the audition the day of the audition. I couldn't go in person because I was flying to Russia with Complexions, and I got a call when I landed in Russia that I got into the company, and it was just a really good day.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. So that's why I always say I'm thankful.
You were talking about making it happen, boy.
Yeah, I mean, I had to make it happen. With the work ethic, Complexions was really difficult, but I had to. That's where I really got my training, like my training on stage, but then how to be in the studio, and you just have to show up excellent every time you're called to do your craft. You have to show up and like let all your personal life go. I'm being asked to serve, and so yeah, I want to just always do my best. And yeah, God saw it. He let me into Ailey.
Wow. You learn these times, you dance, you get involved with that community, you know, we're healthy. did a checkup. You feel fine, feel confident. Sometimes,
sometimes
you down.
We feel strong, but somebody's trying to bring us down, right? We're thriving, and then somebody tries to pull you back down.
Did you have that time?
Did you experience that
during COVID?
Yeah.
During COVID, I feel like I am very health conscious. I take care of my health on a regular basis. I think what can pull you down is the toxicity of social media and just looking into other people's lives. I think we have too much time to look into other people's lives all day, and that takes away your focus from what you need to be focusing on. So I think if you fall into that social media game, that can be a lot of like, I should be doing this, I should be doing that, this is what I should look like, you know what I mean? And this is how I should spend my COVID. Like, people are saying, if you don't come out of COVID with a new talent or a new anything, then you're not using your time wisely. But I think that doesn't matter. You know what I mean? I think really like being at peace with what is inside, what you feel called to do, is what will bring you peace. Just really like minding your business in that sense. You know what I mean? I don't think I have really felt like an oppression really. Only like really when I look at the news and like, yeah, just the social media and all that's going on with the Black Lives Matter and all those deaths, those are the things that can bring me down. You know what I mean? So with that, I always send my prayers and send my energy out, do what I can, advocate, sign petitions and things like that. But then after that, I have to hold what I have and appreciate that and find peace in that. So that's what has been really keeping me really still and being happy with what I have.
Yes.
Well, a few minutes left. Maybe 2 more questions, people. Yeah. Let's see. What is there? Come on.
Hello, Samantha, from Out Youth in Austin, Texas. Where are your youth at? I'm interested in learning ASL, but don't know where to start. How did you get started, and where do you suggest we do the same?
I started really learning ASL because I had to fit it in with my my tour schedule, so I had like 15 minutes here, 30 minutes there. So I would just go to YouTube, honestly. There's great tutorials on YouTube. Bill Vickers is somebody at LifePrint. That's somebody that I follow. I have been following just deaf blogs. I follow Sign Duo on YouTube just to help with my receptive skills. They do SimCom though. And I follow, YouTube honestly has been a great starting point. And then from there, I signed up for sign language classes online at Sign Language Center. But there's apps you can download. There are Facebook groups you can be a part of if you want to start learning. It's all about using, honestly, right now, because we're in COVID, using your device and just reaching out and researching. I just had, honestly, for me, I typed in ASL tutor into Google, and it popped up with all these tutors, and I just, clicked on that, and I found an amazing tutor online. So yeah, it just requires a little time and research.
Yeah. Sorry. One more. Hey, Miss April Scott says, Samantha, please keep up reaching and continue your amazing journey. I am sure many little deaf, black, brown girls, even hard of hearing, look up to you.
Yes, thank you. I am.
Definitely. Really, that's what's up. Many people are looking up to you, You were a role model, a leader, and you didn't have to do that. You fall over to all night, but no, you wanted to be involved with deaf community, younger, older, involved, and then support people because you understand that struggle. That I, for one, is grateful for meeting you.
Thank you. I'm grateful
So
to you.
it's wonderful to see. I will never see you. Shiny. The Bay Area International Dance Festival was blessed to have you as well. You're in your class. It's beautiful.
Thank
You know.
you.
So I will say, you have any last thing you want to tell everyone?
I just want to say thank you and for being so kind and yeah, thank you for having me here and giving me this opportunity. And yeah, I just say continue to share. I think in this whole experience, um, I am being that person for my younger self. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, you have to do it for yourself, for your younger self, and then for all the little people that I can inspire. I'm inspired. My younger self is inspired by me and proud of me right now. You know what I mean? So.
So I want to say thank you, Samantha.
Thank you, Samantha.
Thank you.
It was wonderful to have you. Thank you to the interpreters.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you for all the people who are watching. I love you guys.
Here's the final thought.
Now here goes the final thought.
Oh, wow. She just saw Samantha show her story, opening up her heart to tell her truth. You know what I mean? What's that woke is about? The people to come and tell their truth, their story, what they've been going through. You know, are you really listening? Not just listening with your ears, not just listening with your eye, but with your heart. You know what I mean? There's so many people who are trying to move so fast, become like microwave. You know what I mean? And if you put it in the microwave, you recognize the inside of your food is not really cooked. But when you put it in the oven, that food, it takes time. And if you really listen to that food that's in there, bakes it, and you take it out, the inside, it cooked, and you got soul food. You know what I mean? It's full of nutritional soul food. I want to just thank many people for coming out to today to learn from each other, and share some questions, just taking a moment to stop and learn and to listen. We have to learn how to listen. Just because you're hearing doesn't mean you're a good listener. You know what I mean? So we have to learn together to communicate and listen. There's many people who communicate differently. Samantha should show her movement in her own language and her movement. See with a new language to communicate to y'all, to the community, to people. It was a blessing to have this thing. Yeah. And I will say you know, just thank you, for listening. I'm feeling very emotional because you have to use your platform. The method is use your platform to give back to the community. I'm trying to do the same. It was a long journey. But all the little soldiers out there, you know, like we didn't have another glad deaf role model to look up to. We didn't have it. Now you see someone. Yeah, tell them about them. Yeah, Share, don't hold it to yourself. Share the knowledge that you have. You know, I want to again say thank you to Samantha Figgins, to interpreter, the audience, and how loud, blah blah. I mean, and you that's watching, yeah. Again, this is Antoine Hunter PurpleFireCrow. I have nothing more to say. Peace, love, I'm out. Yeah, yeah, that was a beautiful show. Oh my God.